Scenes like this one being shown in that teaser trailer, we already know that the worst for these two is yet to come. What's good, y'all? It's your boy J Swab. I am the host of J Swab TV. Today I want to talk about what I believe is a definite must happen in the Power universe, specifically in this final season of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. That is Marvin's unfortunate demise, which will then obviously lead to the crash out we know as Jukebox from OG Power. And really how tragic this is, the fact that Marvin unfortunately has to go. And his face been written for us for a while now. That last episode of season 4 with Jukebox having that conversation with Aisha almost confirmed that this man is going away, and I ain't talking about in itself. For those things say you already know what you gotta do, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, follow if you want TikTok. Now let's talk about it. So as we know, Marvin was doing his best narration attempt in that teaser trailer. Did a really good job in my opinion. Now the things he was saying though was pretty ominous and very self-reflective. He essentially says that all the money and all the work that they received was just never enough to really close the holes that was in their hearts. Potentially everyone's lost, and that some of these people that are lost just won't be found. And I think maybe could be Dragon. He's being reflective of the life that he has lived in Raising Kanan so far. He's someone who literally shoots first, asks questions later, always accepting any assignment to take somebody off the board in service of his family, profiting off of this, whether it's the side work he was doing for Stefano last season behind Rock's back, bad drug he was putting out on the shoot with Kanan in season 1, and all the other nefarious deeds he was doing beside Rock and Lou. The one shining light in all this is him trying to repair his relationship with Jukebox from everything that happened in season 1. He's gone about doing this in many ways, trying to understand his daughter more. He was there for her last season 3 when she was exploring her career in music. And since season 1, their relationship has just grown so strong. Not only through Jukebox though, we seen him looking out for Gerald's daughter. Even after everything bro did to him and his fate by the end of season 3, he's still looking out for his daughter, eliminating her captors and freeing her of whatever she was being tormented to in that house, and also scarring Shorty for life. You even see him try to work things out with his ex-wife while she was still around before her unfortunate passing in season 2. Work on his anger management to just become a better man all around. But despite all these things, the life that he's in will not allow him to change, and in that way, I believe he's saying about himself that he is still lost despite all that. Despite all the good he's tried to do for himself since season 1, he's still caught up in this life where he has to kill in order to get by and to survive. So bad that now his daughter is out here catching bodies too. He did not want that life for her at all. Then we even get to mention that Jukebox says in the last season, I'm more like you than you want to give credit for. I believe all these things culminated in Marvin's mind, combined with the fact that Rock is potentially off the board, with the current state of his family, he's now realizing that all it is that they was doing in the grand scheme wasn't really worth it. As reflective as these conversations are, I think it's a little bit too late. And ultimately, I do think bro will be taken off the board in this season. I think pretty early on in the season too. Marvin's escaped a lot of close calls throughout the entirety of Power Book 3, but the Thomas family seemingly being more crippled than they've ever been with the potential elimination of Rock. See the streets hitting hard and hitting hard fast. I don't know who's in Jukebox arms in this scene right here. I'd bet a lot of money that this is Marvin hiding in plain sight. I not look like Marvin from the teaser, but who else is gonna have Jukebox reacting like this? Maybe Jukebox got kidnapped or something like that and she's in the car with her kidnapper, but I don't even see that. I think she willingly got in this car, Marvin's beside her, he potentially saves her from getting shot by Lord knows who. And it's in this scene right here that her whole life is about to turn upside down and go for the worst. Maybe not that scene, but we already know what it is when it comes to Jukebox. We began making her evolution to the Jukebox we know in the OG Power, in my opinion, in the last season. She was questioning them boys at the basketball court about what happened to Famous. Damn near about to pull the trigger on one of them before Kanan had to talk her down. You know, by the end of last season, Jukebox has a conversation with Aisha, who's trying to have her leave New York behind. It's nothing for you in New York, Juke. What are you still staying here for? But Aisha would be mistaken because she still has her father, who is the only reason, in her words, why she is staying in the city. Nobody else go look out for my father the same way I will. He's been there for me in my lowest of lows, and I have to be for him now more than ever. I think at this point, the writing is on the wall where Marvin will be taken off the board. Jukebox will bear witness to this, and this will be the beginning of her villain arc. I probably feel like the family is cursed to some degree at this point, right? Because Jukebox has tried to be on the right end of things the longest time. We already know from the beginning of Power, she wanted nothing to do with the Thomas family's nefarious deeds. And yet time and time again, she's continuing to get drawn into it to the point where she feels like, you know what, I might as well just put myself in this situation. In some regard, you think that she's doing this in order to protect Marvin, to be there alongside him. He doesn't have to go at it alone. And I think we're going to see that throughout this season before Marvin's passing, where Jukebox is going to be there where Marvin goes. And this is going to haunt her forever, scar her forever. And she will never be able to recover from this loss. I think Jukebox will have a conversation with Kanan before and after Marvin's passing. Maybe one conversation early on in the season and another later on in the season. And then one later on in the season, we'll see Jukebox crash out on Kanan, where she gives him the infamous scar on his neck before she finally decides, you know, I'm leaving New York, I'm changing my name, and I'm going to go ahead and become a cop out here in DC. Like I said, very tragic end between these two characters who wanted nothing more to continue building their relationship with each other for years to come. But unfortunately, this is the Power universe. Now it's just never gonna happen. The thing I will credit Power Book 3 for is hammering in the fact that Jukebox's transformation into the Jukebox we know in OG Power not come from nothing, but everything. Season by season, bit by bit, brick by brick, she's constantly being hit with more and more and more than a young girl of her age should be able to handle. Trying to see the good in every situation, trying to rise above everything that's going on in the street. The passing of her father, who she told Aisha is the one thing keeping me cling to New York, unfortunately be the last straw for a young Jukebox. Let me know what y'all think about what I said in the comments, man. You see Marvin going out in this final season of Raising Cane's? How do you see it happening, and how do you think Jukebox is going to respond to all this within this season? Being Jose Soft, if you've been entertained, let me go talk soon. Peace, y'all.